Every strongest Battlegrounds character and their weaknesses. Let's start with the character that started it all. The strongest hero. First of all, his passive makes you need only 200 damage to get the ultimate. The strongest hero has all the basics and a lot of great combos. He has everything you need for your first playthrough. His weaknesses are that he relies on close-range combat and doesn't have any mobility or range skills. Another weaknesses are that his ultimate can only use one move. Death Counter can't counter many abilities like Death Blow or Atomic Slash. You're unable to regenerate any health while Serious Mode is active. This are all the trouble you will find while using Saitama, so good luck. Hero Hunter is a grab-based character. Most of his attacks are grabs, so it's easy to make combos with his moveset. Also, you gain a lot of health every time you make a finisher with any moveset. His main weakness is that he is a very close combat character relying heavily on combos. So his weakness is when fighting more agile classes, such as Deadly Ninja and Destructive Cyborg, since they can attack him in long distances. Destructive Cyborg is best used for mid-ranged combat, with one long-ranged move in the base form. In his Awakening form maximum energy output, the user gains a new moveset with all of them being ranged moves, so he is one of the best ranged characters. Now let's talk about his weaknesses. Thunder Kick can be countered by Praise Peril and split-second counter until it plants into the ground, and the whole move can be countered by both Death Blow and Death Counter. Blitz Shot can be reflected by Hero Hunter's Praise Peril, the strongest hero's Shove, Brutal Demon's Home Run and Wild Psychic Shield. All base moves of this character can be blocked for less damage and be countered. Blade Master's Atomic Slash protects the user from Incinerate's blast and bypasses its armor, making it very risky to execute around an awakened Blade Master. Deadly Ninja is a long-range character with all of its moves being ranged. This gives him a lot of advantage against close combat characters. The big weakness of this character is that almost all of his moves can be blocked, countered, or even ragdoll cancelled out of. Explosive Shuriken Jumping Ground variant can be deflected by Hero Hunter's Praise Peril, Brutal Demon's Home Run, and the strongest hero's Shove. Now let's talk about Brutal Demon. This character can be used for close range and long range due to most of the abilities having a ranged/mobility. One of his main weaknesses is that he has the slowest M1 swing rate in the game. Foul Ball's projectile can be reflected. Death Blow can be countered by indirect AoE from moves like Hunter's Grasp. Due to having large AoE damage like Destructive Cyborg, most of the base of Brutal Demon can be countered easily. The damage of Brutal Demon needed for ultimate is 420 than the regular 350. So that means you will never see your ultimate in a 1v1. Death Blow can be punished by constant long-range attacks like Flame Wave Cannon, and Incinerate, if used at close range, will counter and interrupt the attack. Blade Master is mostly applicable for close mid-ranged combat. Blade Master is one of the two characters that have a counter move in their base form, along with Hero Hunter. Even though he has a counter move, split-second counter does not deflect projectiles. His movesets are slow, sluggish startups for most moves. He has one of the worst passives in the game, as the Scorching Blade passive can only be activated when you finish off an enemy, and when you're in your ultimate, and the passive is very short, so you cannot get many hits from it. His main weaknesses is that he has very slow and telegraphed moves, so it's easy to counter him, and on top of that all of his movesets are counterable. Now it's turn for Wild Psychic. The moveset consists of grab and multi-target based attacks, as they can grab players from afar and use their two combo extenders to compensate the low damage on each attack. This character also plays into a punishing playstyle that is also good at escaping situations and catching runners. Expulsive Push and Stone Coffin can be countered by Hero Hunter's Praise Peril and Blade Master's split-second counter. It does not have any way to bypass deadly counters in ultimate form, death counter, death blow. 3/4 of this character's moves are blockable. Basically, his weakness is that most of his moves are blockable, making this problem very annoying with more pro enemies. Martial Artist. Since Martial Artist is still in development right now, this the movements we have. He is a very versatile character, with an area damage move and 2 grab movements. And on top of that, Vanishing Kick's double press has really far attacking range, so he won't have trouble with long range enemies. Also, his M1s are very fast swing rate. Martial Artist's moveset is mainly used for close-ranged combat. His main weakness is that every movement can be countered, even whirlwind drop. Another weakness is that he doesn't have any passives without counting his cool purple trail. Probably his biggest weakness is that he doesn't have 4 ultimate moves right now, but 3, so that makes him an incomplete character. As of right now, Martial Artist has very little weaknesses since he is still in development, so it makes sense people think he is very off. Sorcerer is the strongest character in the game. Even his M1 can insta-kill you. Every moveset insta-kills the player. And his strongest moveset basically annihilates the server. On top of that, when he activates Infinity, he is invincible and untouchable. If you get too close to him, you will start to move in slow motion. But he actually has a weakness. He can only be used on private servers, so no need to worry about this character in public servers. Finally, let's talk about KJ. He is one of the strongest characters, not as powerful as Sorcerer, but still has a lot of op movements. Most of his movements are very powerful and do a lot of damage and have big area of damage. And in his Awakening, all his movesets are insta-kill and have also a big area of damage to any player nearby. Luckily, KJ has a weakness, which is that only the top donator or the admin can use him, so it's more like a myth than a character. Since he is only playable for the richest players, there are a lot of games that recreate his movesets. But the original animations from the strongest Battlegrounds are the best one. Have you ever seen KJ in the strongest Battlegrounds? Let me know in the comments.